Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. Um, I'm not going to sit around and wait for people to come in. I know it's Sunday morning. I also know that it's early, but I need to get this out of the way. There's a lot of things that needs to be done here today that I need to get on, and I wanted to address this because I realized that the short video I did a couple of days ago may not have been very lucid or clear in what I was planning on doing as far as programs are concerned with the Odyssey project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link for the official site of the Odyssey project, so those who aren't familiar with what we do can kind of get an idea of what we have done up to this point, the programs that we do offer, the work, the content, all of my research writings, the Blueprint 1.0, which is a blueprint of Black empowerment that I put together a number of years ago and have constantly updated, um, and a bunch of other things. When I came um, on Friday, it was my anniversary, my wedding anniversary. And what I was feeling, my heart had became heavy because I was looking at everything that I've tried to do for the last 20 years and beyond. I've been doing this thing since before I was an adult, as far as research and studying and learning and trying to be a catalyst in the empowerment of my people. Started in 1985. I believe I was 16 or 17 at the time. And I saw Dr. Frances Cress Welsing on the Phil Donahue show, and my life was changed forever. She's the reason that I got into the discipline of psychology. And from there on, it was Neely Fuller Jr. After that, it was Dr. Naeem Akbar. It was Dr. Amos Wilson, um, Dr. Claude Anderson, and then on and on and on. With these great minds, um, Dr. Yosef Ben Yakin, Dr. John Henry Clark, and so many others that I just truly uh, invested myself in to gain as much knowledge as I could. Some of the modern heads you've seen me in an interview uh, with um, Dr. Boyce Watkins. You've seen the work that I had the chance to collaborate with Dr. Claude Anderson. You've seen um, a bunch of things if you followed me for any stretch of time. I'm not new to this. Because I don't go for the sensationalism, because I don't go for all the hype. I'm not looking for the buzz. I'm not looking for to create clickbait. I'm not looking to create viral content solely for the purpose of driving revenue. I'm really a truly and authentically about teaching. I'm about learning. I'm about empowerment. And a lot of times that doesn't allow me to jump on the trending thing because I want to know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. Very rarely do I take opportunities to go at another Black person, even if I don't agree with them. I try to settle my differences with my Black brothers and sisters behind closed doors in private. And that's the way I believe it should be done. So, a bunch of that stuff that really drives a lot of other stuff that happens on social media and the internet, it won't happen with me because that's just the road I've taken. Like the video I posted about the way that Kevin Samuels handled that sister the other day. And a lot of people were like, well, you need to get on with him. No, see, that's not what I'm looking for. Not that I have any fear of anything. It's just that what that will turn into from what I've seen isn't what I want to be involved with. I want credibility. I want my character to stand out. Doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm a long way from being perfect. Hello, Arlene. I'm a long way from being perfect. Never presented myself as perfect. I still make mistakes to this day. There's still a part of me that needs working on. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's a way that I want to present myself. There's a legacy that I want to lead. And I don't want to be caught up in all the sensationalism and the hype. They love to pit us against one another. And I'm really, really, truly trying to be an opponent of that. But when I came on Friday, I announced that we would be scaling back and that we will be suspending certain programs moving forward because of the lack of support and resources. For to give you an idea, when I talk about 20 to 15 years ago, that's when the Odyssey project really truly became a catalyst. It wasn't just Rick out there doing what he could here and there. It was, okay, I'm going to create something that I can work through um, that will become a part of the brand and the message of what I'm trying to accomplish. And so I actually took what I was doing at the time, which was Odyssey Entertainment, and I totally stepped away from that. And I said, okay, from this point on, it's going to be the Odyssey Project. It's going to be positive. It became Odyssey Project, Odyssey Media Group, Odyssey Media and Publishing. And the Odyssey Project is the part that I work specifically within the Black community to produce um, the stuff you've heard me talk about for years. I've been literally doing this on YouTube since 2010. I've been on Facebook doing it since 2010, Twitter since 2010. It's 10 years on that. And then I was doing it on sites that I have since closed down. Before that, Rick Wallace Ministries did it for a long time, and but Odyssey Project thing became something official in 2000, November 2015. And we have yet to raise $10,000 in donations since then. And if you look at the work we're doing, if you follow me for a few years, you know that we've invested more than that. Uh, Thank you, Erlene. Erlene is one of the people that actually came up a few years back and committed to a year of giving $50 a month, and she stuck to that. And I mean, things like that are never forgotten by me. It's not just a huge donation, and that's the crazy thing. There's a person out there that's capable of getting behind some of these grassroots movements, like Endowing Hearts, which one of my mentees runs, and feeding the homeless, clothing the homeless, working with impoverished inner city kids, something we do together. The work that Dr. Michael Blanchard is doing. There's so many things out there that need support, that don't have the support, that could be, funded by a couple of people. It's people that can do that. Will it happen? Probably not. It hasn't happened at this point. If you don't have the branding, a lot of things are being pushed and we don't understand. We got behind BLM without knowing who was funding that and what the ultimate intent was for that movement. And it cost us dearly. Ferguson suffered handsomely. And the movement to address the issues that was supposed to address pretty much took a back seat to other agendas that were being pushed by the people who funded that movement. When it went from a movement and became an organization, the people who funded the organization determined the direction of that organization, and it wasn't to our best interest. And so I said all that to say this. Look, uh, I did not cancel any programs. I suspended them uh, pending proper funding. And what direction I'm going to go with that. What I'm doing now is I'm going to take everything on an individual one-on-one basis. Someone comes to me for a service, it will depend on what we have available. I've been thinking about maybe getting people to sponsor a young boy who needs consulting, a young family who needs help, or whatever the situation is, on a one-on-one basis. But what will happen is any money that is donated in the interim will go into an escrow uh, to basically subsidize the things that are needed as we move forward. And I will not step outside of the bounds of what we can have funded. If in 15 years, officially 15 years, not all the stuff that was done before, but say officially in 15 years, if we're still not yet at $10,000, what do you think the money for that came from? And that was a time where that really wasn't a problem. That was a time that my game, well, I ain't gonna say my game is still strong. It's just that the direction I've taken and the way I've decided to do things and a number of external components that I don't control, the revenue isn't the same, the situation isn't the same. And I will figure it out because it's my passion. But what I will not do is ask my family to bite the bullet for me. I need to make sure that my family's taken care of, not just on a daily basis, but after I'm gone. And so that's where I have to make sure that I'm towing the line. So programs that require funding, here's what won't be affected, at least immediately. The content that I put online, I will still continue my writing, my books, my research, which I self fund, but I will continuously find a way to make that happen, because that's going to ultimately be a long term contributor to my legacy. Uh, and I'm going to continue to post videos here on YouTube. And obviously, it definitely affected, something, because I had a number of people unsubscribe after that video. And, for whatever reason, they have a right to. We're not going to get a whole lot of gravity to that. But so I want to make sure if you're leaving and you have a right to leave, you know, uh, I want people who are here to be here because they believe in what I do. And if they believe in what I do, they believe in the truth of who I am, good and bad. And they understand that, there are just times, man, when you go and you give and give and you do and do, and you find yourself, you know, if I don't uphold my family can't uphold me. I have a couple of people outside of my immediate family that I can talk to, that I can confide in. Other than that, everybody comes to me, and I don't know if anyone can understand the gravity of that or the way that uh, impacts you. And so my thing is, at some point, I've got to look out for me, man. Uh, I nearly died. What 9 months ago? 8 9 months ago, the first week in March, 5 heart attacks, two major heart attacks. Out of those five, two of them were major. Had to have an emergency surgical procedure to take to remove a 90% blockage. And that was just the last of a number of different encounters where I ended up in ICU since 19. Since 19. Whoa, wow, since 2015. Just consistently, not on a constant basis, but at least once a year something was happening. And I wasn't taking care of myself. I was just going, up at 4 o'clock in the morning, to bed at 11 to 12, going, not focusing on my physical health the way that I had in the past. Not focusing on my nutritional health, just going. And I was killing myself. So that's something I've had to work on over the months since that. And then you've got all this other stuff that's going on around us, the economy, the pandemic, no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, as far as that's concerned. And the election drama and so much more, and trying to get my people all on one page, trying to share and teach and pour into people. It takes away from you. It drains you. And if you don't have a way to replenish, and then I have a wife who's giving, and so I'm trying to make sure she's okay, because she's constantly giving. She's in detention center working with young girls who have been put into uh, juvenile detention. She's working with girls in the community. She's working with young women. She's trying to do her thing, and that's draining her while she's also trying to sustain her business. You know, this thing has taken a hit. Whether you want to believe in the pandemic or not is one thing. The impact that it has had is another. And I'm not talking about health wise. I'm talking about economically and socially. The lack of social interaction, the lack of economic fluidity on a global scale has had a massive impact. Some people aren't impacted because of the industry they're in. Other people aren't impacted because they found a way to get around it. Other people may not be impacted because they made adjustments at the right time, in the right direction, in the right way. But a lot of people are, and we all have to take that into consideration. Um, the programs that will probably be running very streamlined, unfortunately, and you know how much I love this, is Black Man Lead. Get very little to no support for that. But everybody talks about how violent how young black males are. They talk about how violent they are towards our women, all things that we deal with in that, but we're not getting the support for it. That's going to be one thing. That was a big mental health initiative that I've been pushing because another issue we have in the Black community that we don't want to deal with is mental health. And so that's going to have to be funded. Um, one way or another. It doesn't matter. I mean, if someone else comes up with an organization that it can be done through, I'll give all of my energy to it that direction. It doesn't have to be me, but I can't keep doing what I'm doing. And that's the thing. So for people to think that it's all about me trying to pull money, find somebody that's doing it and doing it well and willing to work with me, and I'll go through them. It's not that. I want to see it done. It doesn't matter if my name is on it or not, because if I put my energy into it, the seeds will be planted and the fruit born from those seeds will speak of my name. I don't need the pats on the back and the accolades, because what I'm trying to build is a legacy that lives. That means the people's lives I touch will speak of me. And I'm good with that. I'm good with people knowing who I am because the lives of the people around them reflect it, you know. So it's not about that. I came up with Black Man Lead because I put the years of research into African American adolescent, young adult, and young adult male violence. So I know the causes. I know how to address it. I know what's effective. And it's right there in our faces. I told you over and over again, when you properly socialize a kid, you reduce their proclivity towards violence. You can also predict the risk of violence, of when they may commit a violent act. You know it. You know how to mitigate it. You also can reduce their dropout rate, which reduces their incarceration rate. And even in the event they're incarcerated, you can reduce their recidivism rate. I've put the work out there. I've talked about it. I know what's out there for them. I know how the miseducation system in America negatively impacts black boys and black girls, but contributes to the criminality and the alienation and ultimately the incarceration of young black males. I understand the dynamic of intimate partner violence and intimate partner homicide because I put the work into it. I understand how ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, negatively impact young black males, young black females, not just as a youth, not just as young adults, but over the course of through their health outcomes over the course of their life. I understand that a minimum of 4 uh, adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, means that a child is more likely to 12 times more likely to commit suicide than a child with none, 4 times more likely to develop coronary heart disease, 3 times more likely to develop diabetes. Adverse childhood experiences, what they're experiencing as children, has an impact. Done all the work. Sit up and I can explain it to you. I can talk to you. I show you the programs. Requires funding. The research alone costs. You don't just go out and do this stuff and it not have an impact financially. You know, my thing is I continue to do what I do. All I said Friday is that there will be programs that will be suspended. Others will be scaled back until there's funding, until that there's something out there. I will take every case. I don't want people to stop coming to me, because it doesn't mean I have stopped fighting. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I will not rob my family to do it. It's that simple. I will not rob my family to do it. And so people, please still come to me, especially those in need of counseling, all the women who have been coming to me with your sons, and you're concerned about your sons. You have a reason to be concerned. There's a lot going on. Don't stop coming. I'm going to do everything I can to find resources and help where I can personally help. I'm going to do everything I can. There are people that contact me literally on a regular basis, through email, through inboxes and DMs and other ways, asking for help. And this is becoming increasingly more intense and frequent, um, each and every week, every month. Don't stop. If you need help, don't stop. Don't look and say, well, that's just one more resource I don't have. I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is that we will only be able to go as far as our resources allow us. Those who want to continue to give, and I hope that you will, the opportunity to give is still there. The way that you can give is always going to be in the top of the description box on YouTube. It's going to be the first thing you see. But this is just, like I said, this I didn't just get in this game 2 or 3 years ago. I didn't just get in this game 2 or 3 years ago. I've been here. I think that I've put enough in the game to be able to sit up and express what I'm expressing right now. This is not a fly by night organization. This isn't somebody that just popped up to capitalize. There's nobody that can say they called me to do anything, an interview, a lecture, or anything, and I charged them. There's nobody can call and say they needed me to come on and speak on the subject or come anywhere in my locale, and I charged them. Nobody can tell me not one time, and I've been on a couple of national platforms, showed up, did what I was asked to do because that's my passion. Do I think things need to be done better? Absolutely. But instead of attacking it, I did the best I could with it. And that is where, you know, I'm going to continue to be and act and operate. But I just wanted to bring some clarity to what I had posted, on Friday before I got back out with the wife on the anniversary. Again, thanks everybody for the anniversary wishes. We really enjoyed our time that we spent together that day. We appreciate the love that flowed out from almost every platform that we're on. People showed up and showed love, and I am really appreciated for that. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, those of you who are going to support the work we do, will. Those who are looking for a reason not to, maybe this gave them another reason. Hey, but I think that we have to be seriously committed to understanding how things work. There was a time that I would get on and I would talk about how the other side knows how to get on code and some of the things I've seen of officers, and what they received in the way of financial support after they had actually taken a Black life. Literally uh, killing a Black kid for many officers has turned out to create a retirement fund. And they do that for almost anything. They go hard in the paint. Uh, and it's things that you can look at and say, you can't believe those people actually believe that what that person did was right. It has nothing to do with that. It has solely to do with a white person is being uh, ganged up on or confronted by something other than white, and they respond. Some of them do it without even thinking about what they're doing. And here we are. We've got a lot of growing to do. But I wanted to, after I had some time to kind of just really deal with it and process it, and think about it and make sure, okay, you know, and some people came on, those that came onto that video and left your comments, that, you have to do what you have to do as long as you're not quitting. No, I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. I'm waking up every day and I'm going out and I'm going to war for my people. I just have to make sure I understand that I'm not violating my own code of values as far as it comes to the prioritization of loving and taking care of and providing for my family. Um, See, and the thing is, that's what's important, is making sure that that's okay. So, and I'll be honest with you, when you get out there, don't get me wrong, having somebody tell you, I appreciate what you do, means a lot. It absolutely means a lot. Having someone sit up and say, man, you do a great job. Man, you're truly needed. We appreciate you. We love you. All that stuff means a lot, but it doesn't pay bills. And when you show up every day and there's constantly a pressure to write a check, to wire funds, to meet obligations, and you're looking up and you're going, oh, wow, it takes a lot out of you. It does. And, my thing is, I'll figure it out. Me and my family are going to be fine. What we're going to do at the Odyssey Project is we're going to make the adjustments. We're going to look at it. We'll figure it out. We will be a force to be reckoned with for years to come. It's just at this particular point in time, it's calling for some fiscal responsibility on my part. And that's going to permeate throughout all four orifices and facets of my life. And it's just a decision that I had to make. I love my people beyond measure. I'm Black and unapologetically Black first. So that is where I'm going to drop this off at. For those of you who have supported me in the past, I hope you will continue to support me in the Odyssey Project and the work we're doing, including the work that my wife is doing. I hope that you will encourage others to support me. And it means the world to have had your support. If you decide that you no longer want to support, what you've done to this point has been amazing. And to me, obviously, it's not about a dollar amount. It's about, to me, one of the most, based on the way the world operates, when a person puts some money behind their thank you, when a person puts some money behind their I appreciate you, when a person, that carries a great deal of weight. I don't care if it's $3, $5, $50, or whatever. When a person puts that their hard-earned money behind their thank you, it's a huge, huge, huge emotional boost. I believe in you is wonderful. I believe in you, and because I believe in you, here's $20. That's amazing to me, because I know how hard it is. And I'm going to have to get off and actually take that call. That's a tech call. But it's so important that we learn how to love one another and get behind it. It's good to be loving and encouraging and everything like that, but the things that need to be done cost. And on that note, I'm going to get ready to get off here. Erlene, thank you for that contribution. It means a lot. On that note, I'm going to get off of here and try to catch this call. And you guys have an unbelievable day. And we'll touch bases soon, because nothing has changed. Have an awesome day.